A space marine. I think I'll have a bash at sculpting one. Hey guys, I get a lot of requests to cast one of these, and I will, but first I have to sculpt one. I started off by drawing a few basic sketches based on various Googled images and placed these in the background of ZBrush to help me sculpt. As always, this won't be exact, as I'm trying to make a generic space marine, something I like the look of rather than something specific. Now, before anyone asks, no, I'm not going to be selling this model. I'm doing this purely as a tribute to Warhammer and the 40k series, as I've always enjoyed painting those fabulous Citadel models. For that reason, I don't want to pick the pocket of those guys, but rather I want to remind folks that they have been creating fabulous miniatures for years before 3D printing came about, and personally, I want to see them continue to do just that. There's something iconic about Warhammer, and none more so than the fabulous Space Marine. It was initially designed, I believe, by Bob Naismith back in the 1980s, and later modified by Jess Goodwin and Ali Morrison into a 3D model. There's been lots of variations since the original Beaky, so don't be surprised if you see me include many different influences in this model, including a couple of bits of my own. I keep saying that I'm no artist, and some folks take exception to this, so let me assure you guys, I'm genuinely not an artist. If you give me a pencil and ask me to draw something, I can generally sketch something that looks roughly like what you asked for, but you probably wouldn't want to hang it on the wall. So I'm not completely hopeless at art, and I think that makes me like the majority of people. And certainly I have no training or qualifications in art. If you place me in a room full of the sort of people that normally design and create 3D models like these, within 10 minutes they'd probably have me making the coffee, whilst they do all the real arty stuff. Those guys are artists. Those guys are sculptors. Those guys have qualifications, experience and training for the most part. Me, I'm just an average guy. Sculpting like this does not come naturally to me, but I do enjoy trying, and I like to do things that I normally can't. Quite honestly, if you'd have asked me to try this a couple of months back, I would have said it was impossible. But then, I was lucky enough to join ZBJW and review their tutorial videos on ZBrush. Absolutely nowhere do they discuss sculpting space marines, but the instructions I received allowed me to apply the knowledge that I gained to have a bash at things like this. ZBJW tutorials are based around jewellery design, but it's the concepts that are more important. It's these that you can apply to architecture, engineering, miniatures, or whatever. They might talk in terms of rings or pendants, but personally I found myself listening in terms of miniatures, bit of jewellery, and some fun projects. If you watch carefully, you'll see that in the main, I'm just taking basic geometric shapes and pushing and pulling them into something different. I get it wrong more often than I get it right, and I don't necessarily include that footage here. And yes, I do get stuck a fair bit. Luckily, ZBJW is a lifetime membership deal, with access to tutors, industry experts, and fellow students alike. And there's always someone there, 24/7, to ask questions and bounce ideas off. It's not a cheap course, but it's not limited to being a course either. When I first had the opportunity to review ZBJW, I looked around at other courses. ZBrush courses are easy to find everywhere, and they generally have a theme, such as 10 or 20 videos on things like, I don't know, how to make a space marine. Yes, actually I'm just wishing I'd looked for one of those. But anyway, my point is that that's all you get. A specific number of videos creating a specific item. and such courses can often cost several $100s. ZBJW is more expensive than these, but it's all inclusive and a lifetime deal. Now I've just revisited them and counted 158 tutorial videos, many of which I haven't watched yet, as more keep getting added all the time. So, as I've said before, if you're serious about learning ZBrush, do consider joining ZBJW, and I do mean join, as it's a lifetime membership deal. It is expensive, but it's probably the best ZBrush course and resource in the world right now. But that's just my opinion. Yes, it's not free, but at least your old mate Vog has managed to wangle a whopping $100 discount. Just see my review video for more details. So let me say it again, guys. I really am no artist or sculptor. I'm just having a go and using the knowledge that I've plucked from the ZBJW membership to do a little CAD work. I'm doing it because I enjoy doing it. It takes me hours to do it, but I'm learning and I'm having fun. I couldn't resist adding my logo. Well, I think that looks pretty good. I genuinely found it challenging and extremely time consuming, but it's something I'm quite proud of. The question is, does it print well? I had a bash at printing a 50mm and 90mm model. It took me a while to place supports on the 90mm, and as it was late and I was getting tired, I just auto-supported the smaller model. Sure enough, the next morning the prints were waiting and they were both looking pretty good. I was very pleased with how much detail shone through. Unfortunately, it's clear the auto support feature on Lychee isn't perfect yet, as lots of the backpack structure is missing from the smaller print. But the big one looks pretty good. I haven't done any cleanup on these other than pull away the supports, so a little sanding, filler and paint would work wonders. All that remains now is for me to reposition this structure into a more suitable stance and have a go at casting him in bronze. But that's something for another video. So I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Take care and thanks for watching.